Hello and welcome to the General Biology 1 Lab Notebook videos. This is the video for PersonA. So here is the Lab Notebook grading sheet, and you can see PersonA has a few things to write in the notebook. They're going to write down if they go to the Tuesday 8 o'clock lab or the Tuesday 1 o'clock lab or the Wednesday 2 o'clock lab, what number their group is, which of their group members is present on that day, not necessarily who's in your group, but who's there that day, what notebook job each person is going to do, which is going to be a letter A through F. And then Person A has to write down what's happening that day, why each step is happening, and then who is doing each step of the procedure. For doing this, Person A gets 5 points. Person A additionally has to make a flowchart that shows the plan for lab. This is due at least 1 hour before lab starts. They get 5 points for that. And then Person A also has to do a post-lab reflection, which is worth 5 points. The flowchart and the post-lab reflection both have to be turned in on Moodle as PDFs. If you will look up here in the group members and plan section, you'll see that these last 2 items can be substituted by a printed flowchart. So we're going to look at the flowchart, at what you're supposed to do for the flowchart. So this window over here shows the electronic version of the lab notebook. You guys will have the paper version, but you can use the table of contents similarly. So when you start, it'll tell you research overview, project goals, etc., semester schedule. You're going to scroll down until you find Person A responsibilities, or read until you find Person A responsibilities, and then you'll go to that page. And so it tells you, hopefully clearly, what you're doing as Person A. So Person A is a really important job. They are the primary person who comes to lab each week, knowing what the group is doing that week. And so whether your group gets everything done and everyone feels really clear, or whether your group is super confused and not everything gets finished, that's Person A. A well-equipped Person A is super important. And so to help you to do a good job as Person A, you have to make a flowchart, and you will turn it in on Moodle at least an hour before lab. Your flowchart will include everything that is going to be done in lab that day. You will think to yourself, how will I know what's going to be done in lab that day? Well, we have this handy-dandy detailed semester schedule, and so you'll go to one of those weeks, and it will tell you what you're doing in lab that day, why you're doing it, and what needs to be turned in. And so you can use this detailed semester schedule. Everyone can use it, but it's especially important for Person A. So Person A is going to make this flowchart to turn in an hour before lab, listing or showing in a flowchart with arrows. I like flowcharts, but you could make a list just as easily. Every task that needs to be done in lab has to be included. This must be in your own words. Please do not copy the detailed list from the lab manual, because then you won't get any points, and you'll be aggravated, and I'll be aggravated, and everyone will be aggravated, and you won't get points. So do not do that, because Person A is responsible to coordinate and facilitate the lab group. They need to have thought through what the jobs are. And so that's why I want them to write in their own words instead of copying from the lab book. So do not copy from the lab book. Read what you're supposed to do and then rewrite it in your own words, being sure that you include everything that has to be done. Okay. Everything that has to be done, your name, group number, date, and week number is the fundamental flowchart. If you do that, and you turn it into a PDF and upload it online, you will get the flowchart points. However, that means that you will also need to do this part of the notebook. If you include a why we're doing each step, in your flowchart, then you can include a printed copy of your flowchart in the notebook instead of writing this section. Okay, so that is what I would do. I would make the flowchart, make sure that you include everything that's supposed to be done that day, make sure it's very clear why you're doing each task, and it needs to be something specific to the task, not like to make the lab go well. That's not going to cut it as a rationale. It needs to be, why are we doing this exact step? So if you'll make your flowchart that has exactly what you're doing and why each step is being done, you'll upload that to Moodle as a PDF at least an hour before lab, and you'll also print it. And then when you get to lab, figure out with your group who's going to do which of the tasks on the list, write their names on your flowchart, and then add to the notebook the flowchart onto which you've typed or handwritten, whatever, each step, and then while you're doing it, and then to which you've added who is doing which thing. When you put the flowchart into the lab notebook, be sure that you give it the title of whatever is the lab notebook title for that week. If the flowchart does not have a title and a page number, then the person in charge of table of contents will get counted off for that. So if you have any more questions, hopefully reading more about this PersonA flowchart page will help you.